Guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. In today's video we are only going to look at Ethereum, no Bitcoin or other charts. We haven't done that for a while, and I hope for 2023 that we can make it a little bit more dynamic and more altcoins and maybe stocks. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share the video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I post there pretty much daily. Now without further ado, let's start diving in. This is Ethereum to the dollar on the Binance exchange. We're looking here at the daily, and there are a few interesting things, and the Ethereum chart actually looks pretty different currently from the Bitcoin chart, and also has very different targets than Bitcoin. First of all, I want to start off with this macro. I put two lines in here. One is the bear market low, which is at $883, which was put in June last year, where the low for Bitcoin was put in after the FTX dump that was somewhere in halfway November. So it's interesting to see that there are so many months in between. I find it a little bit weird and hard to believe that there are so many months between the number 2 and the number 1 and number 2 in the crypto space for the actual bottom. So therefore I'm thinking maybe there's a chance that we are still taking out this low here during the FTX dump at approximately just shy of $1,100. With that being said, there is on the macro a few big price levels to look out for. Before I'm gonna mention them, also have a yellow line here, end of the year $2,500. That is my macro target for the year of 2023. If we're zooming out, then we also see that it has been support and resistance through 2021 and 2022. So we have found quite some support and resistance on that level. Don't take me for a dollar more or less, but I think it's a pretty nice level to end the year. Then also we have a 100% profit on ETH for the year of 2023. That's a lot, but it's also healthy. We also had years where we had way more return than 100%, but I think that it is pretty nice. We could overshoot it during the year and then maybe eventually come back, but my macro target is approximately 2,500. Yesterday or the day before, I also stated it on Twitter. I said here a few targets from my side for this year. I think Bitcoin is 28 to 30k for this year. ETH around 2,500 stayed here, and then also had a look at the S&P, the Nasdaq, gold, silver, altcoins, and real estate. If you like this kind of stuff, then check out my Twitter. Again, link is in the descriptions, and there you find the thread if you just scroll down a little bit. Alright, then now let's really dive into some of the macro targets. You could pull a very big volume profile from this range right here, and then we're really talking about May 2022 all the way to where we currently are. That is a pretty big one, and then you can see that we are trading already for a very long time at and around that point of control. Now again, mind you, this is a daily chart, so every candle is representation of one trading day. Then we have the value area low just underneath us, shy of $1,000, 983 shall we say, and then above us the value area high at 1,609, a value area low at 983-ish. If we are going higher, then of course the move to the value area high is quite far away from us. Percentage wise, we're talking about almost 30%. I think in the next couple weeks that is probably too much, because it's in my understanding that we shifted now slowly, or are shifting slowly, into the accumulation phase, which means that the price pretty much goes sideways, flat. The last people are leaving the crypto space. They think crypto is dead, it will not move anymore, this is it forever. We stay there for a couple of weeks and months, and then slowly we are grinding higher again. If I take this one off, then I can make a few interesting trend lines. This is something that I do not, or I'm not sure that it will play out, but you could say that ETH is making a tremendous triangle pattern. The breakout to the downside is, if I'm not mistaken, around $200. Yeah, a little bit more than $200, and a break to the upside would be approximately $2,200. To be honest, I do not value this pattern too much because, like I said, we are in a bear market / accumulation phase. I do not think that we ever are going to hit $200. There's just too many buying orders at these very, very low prices. There are for hundreds of millions in the books, so that will never happen. The price will never reach it, will already be bought up. And on the other hand, since it's a little bit of a tricky sideways market, I think there is not enough steam for the next couple of weeks to break out to 2200. Never say never, but if you take the macro environment in count, then it's not so likely that this will play out in the next couple of weeks to 2200. If we are zooming in a little bit more, then we can also pull a volume a volume profile from the FTX dump, and then we're taking the first move to the upside on the daily. You know what? Let me zoom in a little bit on the 4 hour. Then it's a little bit easier to see the differences. There you can see that we're also in a little bit of a tighter trading range, so we say. But there we have moved away from the point of control of 1217, and now last night we just bounced off the value area high here at 1265. Value area low is just underneath us, 1160. The range percentage wise here of course is bigger than with BTC because ETH is just a little bit more volatile. 8.8% from the value area low to the value area high. Is it tradable? Yes, it is. You would say from now on you must be actually looking for shorts because we just hit the value area high, but the signs are not yet in the charts or in the indicators. Because if we're looking here at back into the daily, same actually for BTC, we're seeing that the momentum wave is still going up. RSI's not melted together, but looks pretty okay. VWAP is thick in the yellow. Looks like the money flow wants to come up. So I would say on a higher time frame, looks like it has a little bit more steam left. On the 8 hour, we might be able to print a red dot, but here just the money flow just turned into the green. And if we have an inward curve VWAP, this thing also goes higher than the 4 hourly. Yes, the momentum wave is curving down as well as the money flow, but it looks like the VWAP wants to curve back up. The price itself stays pretty flat here around 1250. So maybe the momentum wave then goes lower and suddenly prints a green dot, and then we are going higher again. Then one more time on the weekly. This one is a little bit uglier. Also here, just for like BTC, we are printing a bullish divergence on the weekly, but this money flow is super ugly, fat into the red, so that is a little bit concerning. Other than that, will be still pretty okay. On the hourly, there's actually looks pretty nice if we're looking really from day-to-day trades. Also here, just like with BTC, we have quite the bearish divergences already here on the indicator. Momentum waves are creating those bearish divergence with the price going higher, but so far it still stays pretty stable. So I would be careful with shorting it. I was thinking about it, but I haven't done it. And yeah, like I said, so far that should have been the better play to or stay out of the market or wait for this thing to go higher. If we are looking at macro targets, and I'm really saying macro because price action has been slow, then you want to look something with a lot of confluence. So for example, Fibonacci golden pockets. If I am pulling a fib, you know what, actually I should zoom out a little bit further. Then the big golden pocket where we should look out for in, let's say, the next couple of weeks or months is this one here at 1665 to 1695. It is measured then from this top all the way to this bottom and then back up. That will be a very nice short to take. Then we also take the liquidity out of this high, and after that you can also just pull the fib a little bit lower on every significant high. So then we here have now a golden pocket at approximately 1520 to 1540, or on this one, and then you have the golden pocket at approximately 1465 to 1445. Of course, for the intermediate trading, this is then first way to look at. Don't get confused. This is already quite the move up. Just to this golden pocket, we're talking about 16%. Therefore, I also used the word macro earlier, because if we need to go to that big golden pocket that I mentioned first, we're talking about a 35% move up. So if we are getting 35% move up, you betcha that with the right signs, there will be short orders in the books, and then to reverse the price, also just probably to cool off a little bit. I do think that it will take weeks, maybe months to get there, just because price is going so sideways and we're just missing the steam. If we are going lower, then it's just a matter of liquidity grab underneath here, 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 and of course this bottom that was created. So if we are getting some kind of a big dump, or suddenly ETH is retracing much more than BTC and is creating a newer low here and maybe retesting that 800 again, then I think it can go pretty fast. Also here, don't get confused, because this dump percentage wise is also tremendous from where we are right now. We're talking about 29%, almost 30%. I have seen the ones on the boards within one day, but I think most of the pain has been taken in the market. I don't know if we are going to retest at 883 again. I was actually really hoping for it, but the more I look at the charts, the more I think the bottom is in, and therefore I think it's also highly unlikely that then, although the bottom is already in for BTC, ETH will drop even lower than it already did to create a new bottom. I am not happy with this bottom. I said it already before, so I'm a little bit disappointed if this really is the bottom, that this was it. But even if we would just go lower to take out the liquidity underneath these lows right here and maybe create, let's say, a new low, and then a little bit higher than this wick right here but lower than these lows right here, I also would be super satisfied, because then you also actually have a macro confirmed higher low and you've taken out a lot of the liquidity. And remember what I always tell you, the market is designed to take the most amount of people from the most amount of time, to take the most amount of money from the most amount of people the most amount of time. So that is that will then completely come into play again. So there are targets, there is liquidity to take, but it probably will take some time. Like I said, the chart from BTC looks a little bit different. You now kind of know where I'm looking out for. If we are going lower, I hope liquidity, I will enter along. If we're reaching one of these golden pockets or taking out the liquidity here, then I will definitely entertain a short with the right signs. But once we are there, I will make a new update again. Hope you liked the content. No, wait, before we're going out, one more thing I want to tell you. Today, the only news that we're having is non-farm employment change. That will be 8:15 in the United States. That might cause for a little bit of volatility, so just keep that in mind. Alright, with that then really being said, we're coming to the end. Hope you liked the content. If you do, please do me a favor, like and subscribe, click on the bell, click on also so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share the video with your friends if you think this is useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. As you just have seen, I upload there pretty much daily. And see you guys very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.